Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, you gorgeous souls. How we fucking doing? It's another lovely rainy day in the UK, as per usual. So I'm gonna stay warm and I'm gonna make some content for you lot. Now today I want to talk about something which might be a little bit harder for some people, but you might have to hear it. I'll be honest with you, and that's leaving your comfort zone. Because obviously your comfort zone is comfy. I don't want to have to stress myself. I don't want to have to push myself. Why would I ever want to leave my comfort zone, right? It doesn't make sense. Now, your comfort zone exists because your brain naturally tends to want to keep and doing what it knows because it's easier to control the variables and the outcomes if you know what's going on. That being said, there's a very, very big and expansive world out here, right? You are also a very big and expansive human being. You could argue that yourself and the universe are one and the same, right? In that regards. So why belittle yourself to just only eating a slice of the pie when you can eat the whole damn cake, right? There's an infinite amount of cakes. You don't worry about being selfish. You're not being selfish. Eat your goddamn cake, man. I don't even eat cake. I actually have a pizza with candles on it ever since I was living in South Korea, and someone got that for me for my birthday, and it's just been my tradition ever since. I'll take pizza over cake, but we're talking about cake for now. So, what is a comfort zone? The most obvious example would be like a physical comfort zone. Would be like, oh, okay, if you can't run, or you're smoking, or you haven't worked out, or you're overweight, or you're underweight, it's gonna be like, okay, working out. You don't have to necessarily go to a gym, but it's there for you if you want it. And like trying to sort out your food. That's a very obvious physical example. A bit more of a deeper example, which I've noticed that a lot of my friends, we're talking mid-20s, early 30s, that sort of stuff, where they're finding is like the comfort zone inside your emotions and inside your brain. A classic example of this, I've got a friend of mine who loves the idea of being in a relationship, but is absolutely terrified of it at the same time. Now, they're staying in the comfort zone by always pushing away these people and keeping their options open, right? Because that's what they know works for them currently. But they want to experience that the fullness of love and like the wholeheartedness, right? But it's scary to them. Now, there is a high chance that you might get hurt doing it, right? How do you know you meet the right person? You kind of have to veto them properly or vet them out. However, you'll never know unless you try, right? You'll never know unless you try. You have to give it a go. Whenever anything bad happens, I tend to always see it is that I've either earned or learned a great lesson or I've gained a great friend. There's some things you can't control. You can't control how shitty someone might be to you. You can't control how amazing someone might be to you. You can't control how you guys might align, but it's just not the right time, right? What you can control is yourself and your actions and how you view the situation you're in. Another great example is working class from the Midlands. There's a lot of sort of mindsets from growing up in like an old mining town, from the generation above me that sort of filters down, that sort of stuff, which are actually really, really limiting when you like travel or you meet other people, that sort of stuff. But they're very comfy. Like not even wanting to go to a city or not understanding certain things or thinking you have to have your life done by a certain timeline or time frame, that sort of stuff. And you don't have to abide by them. It is, at the end of the day, it's your life. I understand that there's a lot of societal pressures within and outside of a household for you to be X, Y, Z. Doesn't mean you have to. Or you can still try and achieve it, but you can achieve it in a way that is beneficial to your life rather than somebody else's. So yeah, in like the emotional comfort zone probably does more damage to a lot of other people than they want to say. And this actually stems other way. I know I've said all of these things that are limiting, like, oh, they don't want to push the boat out too far, they don't want to push the boat out too far. It can also work the other way, right? You might have learned about something which at the time, maybe due to a traumatic event in your past, emotionally or physically or whatever, where suddenly this whole thing is now your whole philosophy on life, or it's like your personality. At the time, and I suppose like from like a marketing perspective, it seems very sort of freeing or uplifting, or it seems very what's the word I'm looking for? Free spirited, that sort of stuff. But if you're doing it for the wrong intentions, you're not actually a free spirit. You're doing it for clout. You're doing it to hide from your own internal emotions. You're doing it because you have a fear of missing out, or you compare yourself to other people too much. Right? That's you're still living in your comfort zone. The outcome might look different, but the internal system that starts it all off is still coming from a place of comfort, because you're afraid of getting hurt. You're afraid of how people perceive you. You're afraid of being left behind. You're afraid of missing out and all that stuff. Stop being afraid. I know it's way easier said than done, but take the time out, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and realize that you can live your life afraid, or you can live your life not afraid. Either way, life has to be lived. And so if it has to be lived either way, I might as well enjoy the fucking ride. You get me? I appreciate your time, you wonderful people. I hope this opens up your eyes and kind of uncreases your eyebrows, relaxes your shoulders, calms your central nervous system, and puts you in the right mindset to get things that you want to get done today. As always, give me a like, comment, and share. I really appreciate it. It does a lot of wonders. And have a good one. Peace out. Love.
5 minutes remaining. Another one put down. Victory!